All right, what's up, everybody? It's Ruben here at Alpaca Trading. Welcome to the February 28th, 2019 trading recap. I'm so sorry that I was not able to get this out sooner. I've had a pretty busy day, but rest assured, I'm always going to do my best, even when I'm at work and I'm traveling, to at least find sometime during the day, even if it's like at 12:53 in the morning, like it is right now, to get these out to you. Again, these are educational videos that you can watch. I mean, if you, for example, missed, watching some of these, a couple of days ago, you can always go back and watch them because they all teach a lot of lessons that you guys can use generically across your entire trading. So I am not going to spend more than 15-20 minutes going over these plays. If you guys have watched most of these videos, I've already pretty much introduced the indicators that we use and what support and resistance is. So I'll just get right to it. The first one that we're going to start off with is PayPal. Kayla made this call at around 9:50 a.m. Eastern. Here is my line, 98.09. As you guys can see, this is where it opened. It had a hard time breaking through that resistance originally. As you guys can see, the wicks sometimes touched it. This candle right here, as you can see, at some point did go above that 98.09, but like I said before, actually, you know what? I lied. I was on the 3-minute chart. Let's do everything on the 1-minute chart. But you guys are going to see very similar things. As you guys can see here, this candle did break through at some point. It did get up to here. This is where it's important that if you see this actual solid candle get up over the resistance lines, you have to wait for it to confirm, right? Because yes, at some point this candle right here was all the way up here, but then the bears pushed it down and it did not confirm. Okay, so this is what I mean, like, don't just be patient and just wait for it to confirm. As you guys can see, it did not, and it just kind of started trading sideways. Again, over here, it tried to break that 98.09, it did not, and then it came straight down. So the point is this: if we give you 98.09 and it tries to break it all these times, like 1, 2, 3, 4 times, at some point the bulls are just going to exhaust themselves and they're going to give up and the bears will take over. And here comes that 45-degree angle wave now going down and then hitting a low of 97.08. Again, we are looking for this number, 98.09. So we're of course going to set an alert and make sure that we are basically told whenever this hits. Now, if you are going to set an alert, I do recommend that you set an alert maybe about 10 cents below that 98.09, so that whenever the stock gets close to it again, you have some time to basically plan your trade and enter. That way you're not being alerted as the confirmation is happening if things are happening really quick. Alright, so when did it break? Well, as you can see, throughout the entire morning and not until about 1:26 p.m. did PayPal break that 98.09, and let's look at how it did that. So first and foremost, the stock is trading above the 200. It's trading above the 50 at this point, and as you can see, consolidating around the 9, the 12, and the 50, and then suddenly, boom, it just kind of goes straight up. I mean, this is like, if any of you guys like to ski or do one of those, like, Olympic, long jumps or whatever they're called, this is one of those things where, like, you just kind of, boom, just ski down and then just take off, right? So this is what we're looking at. This stock is climbing like crazy. This is what we like to see. This is what we call price action right here, okay? Look at how the candles just rise above the 6 and the 12 on that. This is more than a 45 degree. This is like a 60 or a 70. This is amazing, right? So a lot of people were asking, okay, but when do I exit, right? Well, whenever the stock starts slowing down and consolidating, you see this doji right here, right? Whenever you see this happening, man, just take your profit. Take your profit. You don't have to wait more than this. I mean, it went from 98.09 to 98.53. That's almost a solid 50 cents for a play that was only about 10 minutes. So again, money in your pockets, easy. All right. So over here, if you would have seen this, well, first, actually, let's talk about confirmation, right? So confirmation is, again, when two green candles go above resistance. This was not confirmation in a way because the candle is red. Even though it went above resistance, you want to think about green candles, okay? So just think of green candles, because if this is red, it just may come down, right? It may come down. So right here is where you should have entered, okay? Now you look at this indecision candle right here. This is where, you know, okay, hey, I'm getting scared. Maybe it's going to reverse. Hold on. It's still trading above the 6. It's still trading above the 12, right? At no point did PayPal ever even touch the 6. All right. So again, let it touch the 6. Let it touch the 12. If it breaks below the 12, sell. Okay. And again, if you want to even be extra patient, wait for it to bounce off the 50 and then see if it comes back down. So again, see these as TP levels, or like not TP levels, as protection levels, so to speak, or stop loss levels, right? The 6, the 12, and the 50, you can use those as less conservative, more conservative, medium conservative, less conservative. All right, so here this candle starts showing you that indecision is happening. So the bulls and the bears are basically trying to figure out who's going to win. It also hit a high of the day. So this is where you sell right here. Just sell. Okay. So that was a pretty easy play there. And as you can see here again, these candles are supported by volume, right? Here's my average volume line. Everything is trading above volume. Everything's good and healthy. Okay. Now notice how during this entire run, okay, the stock was overbought. Okay, but notice how long it lasted for, right? So usually people start seeing that the stock, you know, they look at the RSI first and they see, oh crap, it's oversold. It's overbought. It's gonna come down anytime. No, this is just confirming price action. So just because it's going at like almost 90 does not necessarily mean that it's just gonna come crashing down. This red thing right here could have lasted for 30 minutes and that would have been okay. Don't think that just because it's overbought that it's just automatically going to reverse. Okay, so just confirm it with the price action. The candles are above the 6 and above the 12. You're good. All right. So this is where I would have sold. Nice play right there. Then the stock basically just consolidated at a pretty common range here, and then eventually it came down and went below 98.09. But again, the play was right here. All right, let's look at Verizon, VZ. Verizon was announced by Kayla again at around 10:02 a.m. Eastern. Call above 57.25, put below 56.91. All right, so if you would have entered a call, let's look at the action here. Here is a perfect example of a retest. Of course, so this is where the stock opened. And then it kind of went above the 57.25, and then it kind of consolidated around here. But Kayla announced it at 10:02. So 10:02 was, let's see. Yeah, right around here. Right around here. So you probably used this resistance, looked in the history, and saw that this was a key resistance. So did confirmation happen? Let's see. Green candle, red candle, no. Green candle, red candle, no. Indecision, green candle, no. Red, no. This is not confirmation. Right? Do you agree? Then it went below. kind of hung out around the same, just like nothing happening here. Is this confirmation? No. Is this and this confirmation? Yes. So let's say you would have entered right here, right? This is confirmation. Okay, well, look at the history. Okay, if for the past 15-20 minutes the stock has kind of been indecisive and been consolidating like this, right? There's a pretty big chance that after this it's probably going to do it again. Okay, what we're looking for is the slope, this 45-degree angle slope with multiple green candles. Okay, but if you would have entered here, it would have been okay. You know why? Because it barely bounced off that it bounced off that resistance. It barely went below it. It did not confirm its support, and as you can see, it used the 50 SMA as its support. Okay, so again, over here, I know you were nervous around this area, but don't worry, just trust your play. Where would you have exited if this would have started going down here? That's when you exit. Okay, but again, it was holding on that 50 SMA. Again, the 6 and the 12 just kind of started riding this wave, and then the stock just started continuously going up, and then high of 57.61. Where do you exit? When you see the 6 and the 12 cross, which is right around, I'm just going to zoom in a little bit. So here, the 6 and the 12 cross, so they reverse. You see it confirmed by these candles, and then the stock starts coming down. So this is when you sell right around here. Okay, so again, on this play, if you would have entered around here, you would have made, so what? Let's see here. All right, here's that confirmation. You'd have made about half a percentage point, or 31 cents. Again, remember, SPY is trading sideways. It's going up and down. The past 3 days, it has actually closed lower, but the volatility that we're seeing nowadays is much lower than usual. So that's why it's not these moves are not happening. Like you're not seeing huge moves. So again, the stock just went on a constant downtrend right here. If you would have wanted to enter a put, she put 56.91. It barely touched it. But again, as you get more comfortable trading, you can easily enter a put around here. Okay, when it tries to test that 50 SMA, it can't hold above it, and then it just goes down and it stays below the 50 SMA. So you could have entered right around here with the second candle using the SMA as your support. That's this second candle right here as confirmation, and then just let it ride down between the 6 and the 12. Okay, now if you're one of those guys that takes profit early, that's fine. I mean, that's awesome because you took profit. You ended with profit. Okay, if you see the stock continue going down after that, and he's like, oh man, I went out early. Hey, I want you to remember something. If you finish your trading day with $1 in the green, okay, if you finish green by $1, you are doing something that 90% of people can't do. Okay, don't worry so much about how much money you're making. Worry about your plan. Okay, important. If you only made 15 bucks today, that's fine. You ended your day green. It does not matter how much, it matters that you ended green. So just remember that. If you even ended green with $1, you are doing what 90% of people can't do. All right, so that was Verizon. Let's go to HD. HD was called at, this was Mike's entry below 183.20 for a put. It did not break it. Instead, it went the opposite way. As you can see here, it formed a double bottom, and then it just went all the way up to 185.19. So if you would have wanted to enter a call, you know, as you guys can see here, it kind of bounced off the 50 here, many times. So that was a big resistance. So you figure, okay, if it's gonna bounce, if it finally bounces and confirms off the 50, the 200 and the 50, right around this area, it's gonna go up. Again, remember what I said about the war zone. Look at this place right here, 6, 12, 50, 200 all together. What a mess. Don't touch it. But as you get more comfortable, you will. This was your point to enter. This was your point to be patient because you wanted it to wait if it bounced off the 50. It did. Boom. Came back down. Tried to bounce off the 50. It did. Boom. High of 185.19. This was a nice money play from 183 around, let's say 183.91 all the way to 185.19. When do you exit? Look at all these candles. Look at this giant red candle going below the 12, the 6 and the 12 crossing, and it goes down. This is where you sell, right here. Okay. Again, it just continued going down, crossed over the 200, tried to go above the 200, it didn't. Boom, came down. Boom, came down. And then, of course, end of day, came all the way back up. But we don't care about this, all right? We care about the play that you could have done right here, okay? Because at the end of the day, in the last couple of minutes of the day, just as fast as the stock can just rally up like this, it can come crashing down. You want the price action to build momentum over time, over a period of, let's say, 10:31 to 12:25. This is 2 hours of just continuous uptrend, right? All right, let's see. IBM. So IBM was entry below 137.75. So again, it did not happen. Traded sideways, so this was just nothing happened here. Let's go to BABA. BABA was entry above 183.64. I'm going to delete this down here because that was from yesterday. All right, so BABA over 183.64. This was at 11:55 a.m. So it was called out around this time. Here is confirmation. These two giant green candles, you would have entered here, and then believe me, I know you would have started freaking out because you would have noticed that eventually it formed a double top and then came back down, crossed the 50, and went all the way down to here. Then it tried to retest it, stayed around here, and then finally on the third try, it went up to about 184.29, so about 75 cents. So here's a good example of you taking that chance and waiting for, so this is first confirmation, right? All right. If you want to be conservative, wait for the retest. The retest means wait for the stock to just come back down, do all of this, and then maybe right around, well, let's see, was there any confirmation here? That's not confirmation. That's not confirmation. That's not confirmation. Maybe here a little bit, but not really. But yeah, I guess this would have been confirmation. But then it came back down, bounced off the 50. Again, some of these, sometimes, guys, it's gonna be messy. Okay, it's gonna be messy. But why and when is it gonna be messy? When is the plan usually not gonna work in your favor? When the 6, the 12, and the 50 are in the war zone. Okay, the further apart these guys are from each other, the less messy and confusing the stock is gonna look. All right, so again here it confirmed, and then over here it started riding that 6 and 12 wave and came back all the way up here. So this was a more of a complicated play, but could you have made money if you were patient? Yes, absolutely. So I hope that pretty much kind of goes over the plays for today. This video is shorter than usual, but I just want to make sure that you guys understand that some plays are going to work, some plays are not going to work, but you have to look at the indicators, okay? You have to look at the 6, the 12, and the 50 as support and resistance lines and understand that taking profit early is perfectly fine. Looking at the volume today for BABA, it pretty much traded below average volume all day. I mean, that's why there was not much stuff going on. Okay, so again, if you guys are wondering when to sell, well, sell when you feel you have exhausted your ability to make more profit with the stock whenever you see something that you don't like. Okay, we're trying to teach you guys that whenever the 6 and the 12 cross over, that's a sign to sell. But if you're closer to 50, maybe you want to wait to see if it bounces off to 50. Right here it did, continued down, so maybe this is where you could have sold if you really wanted to trust this. But again, we talked about that retest, so we waited for the retest, and then eventually it retested again. Again, patience is key here, remembering that this is a key resistance line. If it goes above it and it does it 2, 3, 4 times, there's a big chance that later in the day it's going to run. All right, thank you guys for watching. I will see you guys soon. If you guys have any questions, feel free to ask us under Ask the Pro. Thanks for watching, guys.